Hi everyone. So, Innovation Week. Hopefully yesterday you did your boxing up, so you've got an idea, you've got a plan of how you're going to make this Fowler's Yard story your own. Now, like I said in the last video, hopefully you've changed your character, your setting, maybe the time of day. Think about all the different ways that you can change it. So I'll just give you a quick run through. Mine is about a child coming back from a cricket match, and he's a bit fed up because he hasn't scored the runs and he's feeling a bit down and it's beginning to rain, and my setting is he's trudging across a shortcut, he's going across a field and he's going to go towards a mill. And there's going to be a mill leat, and I'm going to talk about the water and things like that. So this morning with the opening, all we're going to worry about is, first of all, set the scene. Where's your character been and doing? Where are they going? They're on a journey, and we're going to do a setting description. Now, I obviously won't do all of mine because I can't do it all on video, but if you look at your first two paragraphs on your original Fowler's Yard, that is what you are going to be doing. So it's, what is this child thinking about? Where are they going? What can they see? What can they hear? So it's all a bit in Fowler's Yard where he's talking about the crane and the crushing and all of that. So you've got to put all of that detail. Now, we've got to look at the toolkit. Really important, because our focus is description. It's all about description. You know me, I'm always going on about describe. So let's just check. Character's reaction to show the effect of the description. So show, not tell. We did a whole lesson on that last week. Using onomatopoeia rather than alliteration. So see if you can use the sounds. You know, onomatopoeia is really, really useful for setting scenes. And this is the most important one, I think, in the whole lot. Ensure all word choices earn their place and add something new and necessary. So instead of just going and doing endless big, green, red, blue, whatever adjective you're going to add on, really think about, how can I describe what I am either seeing in my mind's eye or hearing? Make it shorter but more effective. By year 6 we should be able to manipulate language enough that the reader doesn't get bored by reading just endless adjectives to describe things. So let's have a go. So I think I've gone for Billy this time. So Billy, let's think about it. He's just come back from a cricket match and he's lost. Ollie H, you'll enjoy this one. I thought of you with the cricket. So let's have a look. Billy trudged home despondently as his cricket team had just been beaten again. So, despondently means despondent, fed up, you know, he's trudging home. The fact that he's trudging, he's not galloping home in joy because he's managed to win the game. He's really fed up, so he's walking home despondently as his cricket team. All he had ever wanted was to play for England. And now his chances were slipping away. So a little like Omar had a really dull life, as dull as a dishcloth, his life. You know, Billy's life isn't going to plan. He wants to be an England cricketer, so he's hoping that he's going to be in teams that win all the time, and it's not. So his life was as dull as a dishcloth. So I've magpied that simile. His life was as dull as a dishcloth. Change it, make a simile, you can do a different one. I decided he's going to go across the field. So slipping through, and I'm really thinking about my sentence starts again. I don't want any that repeat. Slipping through the hedge, comma, he knew the shortcut home. To make matters worse, the dusk was approaching. There we go, nice passive sentence. Was approaching fast. Description of 3, should we go for it? To make matters worse, the dusk was approaching fast. Fat raindrops began to fall. And the last bit, he shivered in his cotton sleeves. So he's wearing a cotton cricket top, shivering, it's beginning to rain. Slipping through the hedge, he knew the shortcut home, so he's making a shortcut. To make matters worse, the dusk was approaching fast, comma. Fat raindrops began to fall and he shivered in his cotton sleeves. Night was approaching. So we're already putting him in an uncomfortable position. So shadows are going to lengthen. Shadows began to lengthen before him as he, and I'm going to squelch, I'm not sure how to spell squelched, squelched his way, leaving muddy footprints on the path, on the narrow path. Just to finish off, I want him to be walking along the path and maybe the hedgerow is very high, or the weeds or the nettles even had grown around him as he made his way across the narrow path through the field. Let's recap. Billy trudged home despondently as his cricket team had just been beaten again. All he'd ever wanted was to play for England, and now his chances were slipping away. His life was as dull as a dishcloth. Slipping through the hedge, he knew the shortcut home. To make matters worse, the dusk was approaching fast. Fat raindrops began to fall, and he shivered in his cotton sleeves. Night was approaching. Short sentence for effect. Shadows began to lengthen before him as he squelched his way, leaving muddy footprints on the narrow path. All around him, long grasses swayed in the evening breeze. And the nettles, the tall nettles, threatened to sting his legs as he quickened his pace. Quickened his pace. Okay, so we've got him despondent, disappointed, not great, starting to go home, night's falling, it's beginning to rain, he's got a horrible squidgy walk home along the path, it's muddy, things are not great. And then around him all the grasses are swaying and the tall nettles are threatening to sting him. So again, he's in an uncomfortable situation. That's what you want. You want that sort of level of detail and description so that you really feel that your character is in an uncomfortable position. He's not scared yet, just like Omar, he's not scared, he's just trudging home, hoping to get home into a hot shower and get some supper. So set your scene, get your main character there. I don't have to talk about Billy yet, particularly apart from the way he feels and behaves. I don't have to say he was a tall boy, a short boy, doesn't matter, does it? All you need to know is that he is fed up. Your character might feel a different emotion, but use that show, not tell. So if you did last week's lessons and you did your show not tell lesson, you can bring all of that in. Go back to those if you want to reuse those, and you can use them in your Innovate. But set your scene, talk about your setting, and then tomorrow we'll move on to the bit where we're starting to hear and see the creature that's coming out. Okay? Okay guys, send it to me. Lovely work today, and hope to hear from you soon. Bye.